Welcome back, everybody, to the Antique Geek Garage. Today I'm going to show you how to polish a crankshaft on a budget with, wow, $27 worth of materials, and I'll show you what they are. But before I show you what they are, first step is to get your crankshaft. I hope you figured that one out. This one here, it really isn't too bad. Now, this isn't going to be if you have major damage. This is just to polish it up before you throw on new bearings, and I'll explain why that's important. So, if you throw on brand new bearings and your crankshaft isn't polished, let's say you have a groove or a chip or any small imperfection in this and you don't pick it up at first, and you put on new bearings, and that chip or anything that unevenness in your metal here catches your bearing, your freshly cut, perfectly sized bearing, and it grabs that bearing, it's going to spin that bearing around, and that's how you get spun bearing and rod knock, and then that can lead to sending your piston through the side of your engine. So if you want to avoid doing that, this is a quick, easy step. It's 27 bucks. 100% would recommend this to everybody. And so yeah, let me show you what materials you're going to need for this. Figured I'd point out this is a crankshaft out of a Chevy 305. The 305 that's sitting right there. You will have to tear down your engine pretty far. You don't have to take the top end off technically, but you'll have to take your bottom end down pretty far. I'm doing a full build on this engine, coming out hopefully in 2 weeks, a week or two actually. These are the materials you need. Old pair of golf shoes, get a microfiber towel, some Brasso, I don't know, cheap Lowe's stuff, switchblade from the 80s. This is 400 grit. Make sure you can use it as a wet sandpaper. This stuff's getting expensive though. Water displacement 40, and then some off-brand Walmart brake clean, just because. I'm going to show you how to set this up, and then each step I'll show you how I do it, and then I'll show you the results as well. So as you can see, I did these first two here. This is what they look like when they're polished. This crankshaft isn't the best example because the only reason that it could need polish is because it sat outside for a month, or not outside, but like at the edge of my garage for almost a month. And even though I put oil on it, kind of ran off, and I didn't do it regularly. I would recommend putting grease on it if it's going to sit out that long out of an engine. So it got a little bit of flash rusting, but other than that, this crankshaft was actually really good. So it's not a good example for this, but I'm going to polish the entire thing still. Don't forget to do your front and your back for your bearings. I'm going to show you how to do this now, and it starts with, you need to get some sandpaper. Now, as you can see, the stuff I bought comes in strips like this. You're just going to want to get it pretty much to the size that you're going to be using here. Just make a little cut in it. I'm going to bring it over, cut it straight. Alright, so my cut is straight. If you look at it with an angle, you're going to want to wrap it around like this. Before you put it on, you need your WD-40 or spit or engine oil or anything that will basically lube this up real good. Get it on there. Get it on there. I did clean this beforehand. If you have any dirt and debris on here, make sure there's none of that. You'll just literally scratch it. So make sure you get WD-40 all over this, and you can just get ready to set that up on. But this is where your golf shoes come in. So take your old pair of golf shoes and just take the laces off, or a lace off. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your paper around here. Try to get the seam up so you can hold it. Just like this. Gotta go down a little bit. This is 400 grit, by the way. Get your string kind of centered. Start to pull it up around. I do about one loop on each thing. You really don't need that much, so boom, right like that. And you're just going to go back and forth like this. And it is a little bit tricky to start getting used to. It is not the easiest thing to learn. But once you start getting it going, you'll learn how your sandpaper goes and moves. I'd say there it's slipping. My biggest tip is that you can't pull on both of these at the same time. So pull on one. Whoops. Move this over. Pull on one, and then you're going to pull on the other like that, while letting this one go down. And it'll still slip up and mess up, and then you keep fooling with it for a little bit, and you'll get it to go straight. So you're going to want to do this. Now, how long to do this? You'll go by feel. It's going to be a little bit longer than you were expecting though. Even though it's a 400 grit sandpaper, it's so much WD-40 or whatever you have on there, it's not going to do hardly anything at all. So you're going to want to do this for quite a bit. And then I'll show you what it looks like after you do this for quite a bit in the next step. Also make sure that your shoestrings are covering evenly across here. Alright, so I've done that for a little bit. Pull it up and check. If it's looking real good, then I mean, you'll be done with your sandpaper. I think that's good right there. Sandpaper's good. Get some brake clean. We're going to clean this off real quick. Boom. It's looking pretty good. Now, there's another step though. It's where your brasso comes in. Metal polish. It's the cheap stuff at Lowe's. Get whatever you can find for a metal polish. And then your microfiber cloth. I'm going to show you what to do with that. So, cut a strip off of your microfiber cloth like this. And then set it right here. Get your brasso or whatever metal polish you can find. Sink cleaner. I don't know. Read the label. You'll find one. And just rub it on by hand a little bit. Get it the whole way around. And then since this is a new piece of cloth, I'm gonna make sure I get it on here. I'm gonna bring it. Smells great. Down around. And you're gonna do almost the same thing, but just with the microfiber. And make sure with this that you're spinning it the whole way around, nice and evenly, to polish your crankshaft up. It'd be good if you had a way of stabilizing your crankshaft, but I'm just using an old wooden table. It'll work. And just go back and forth like this for a while, and after you go back and forth like this, I'll show you what the result looks like. Alright, get your cleaner again. And clean off all of those again. Got some microfiber towel dust everywhere. You're going to have to make sure that you get all the lint and dust off before you throw this back in your engine, but until we get all these polished, I'm not going to worry about that. And boom, just like that. Perfectly smooth surface, and really cheap. So I'm going to time lapse. I'll do the rest of these. You can just rotate your crankshaft up and around as you keep going through these, and to make them more accessible. So I'll start there. I'll do this one, and I'll rotate it some more, and I'll do this one, and I'll go through the whole thing, and I'll show you the final result. Don't forget your front one. I keep forgetting to do that one. Also, this is something that I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of these pieces, one of these strips for 2 bearings. So this is actually both the ones. So this one did that one, this one did that one. I'll do these 2. I'll cut out another one for the last ones, and then I'll cut out another one for this guy here, because I'm only going to do 2 bearings per strip of these. And then I'm going to clean them off beforehand. So make sure you clean these before you use them. Alright, so as you can see, this looks so much better. Every single one of these for main bearings and rod bearings are polished up. Don't forget to do the front. Back where the rear main seal goes, I only used metal polish there. I didn't use any sandpaper, and I polished that up as well. I cleaned the crankshaft a little bit. Now, of course, this crankshaft, as if you didn't see the rest of the engine, this engine had very irregular and erratic oil changes, definitely, because there's so much bad oil buildup. It's actually something I've never seen before. It was really bad. So this is going to be a little harder to clean up. But it's literally this simple. So it's literally using that sandpaper, using that brasso or metal polish, and that's all there is to it. Alright, well that's pretty much all there is to it. It's really that simple. 27 bucks, polish your crankshaft. I would 100% recommend it to everybody. Spend an extra, what, 25 bucks to get a new set of bearings, throw it all together, and you don't have to worry about spinning a bearing or having anything major go wrong when you put it back together. It's such a simple step to take such a big worry out of your mind or anything like that. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave it down below and I will respond to you. But that is it for this video, and this will be going back together here soon, and you'll be able to see how everything I'm doing is going to perform. So including this crankshaft, you're going to see it in action. So if you want to stick around for that, and we're going to throw this together here soon. I'm just waiting for my gasket kit for Summit Racing. It's taking forever. Come on, Summit Racing. Anyway, with that being said, thank all of you for watching this video, and I'll catch all of you next time. Hope you learned something.